Hey there, Sean Terry here from Flip2Freedom.com, and this is the final video in the Extreme Freedom series that I've been doing. Now, if you want to see the other previous videos, you can look at the links above, right up here, for Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, 4, how to scale your business from absolutely nothing, not knowing anything about real estate, to go out and building a $100,000 a month income producing wholesaling machine. That's number one. And if you are on like YouTube or if you're on iTunes or something like that, you can go to SeanTerryLive.com, SeanTerryLive.com, and then you'll be able to see all the previous videos. Now, in this video, we are going to talk about two incredibly important things. Number one is change. Change in you, change in me. What does that change look like to go from where you are to where you want to be, right? We all have a vision of what we want in our future. And we look at where we're at right now and we go, you know, man, I wish I had this and I wish I had that. And if my bank account could be this, and if I could drive this car, and if I could have this much freedom, and if I could not have this job. So there is a gap, right, from where you are and where you want to be. And we're going to talk about filling that gap, what it takes to be able to create the change and be able to motivate ourselves to push ourselves to go out that extra mile and accomplish, right? Then the next thing, right, that goes along with that change, because we have to have effort, right? We have to have action, right? But there's a couple different things. There's two types of people. There's people that believe in straight action, massive action, goes out and allows you to get the results. But have you ever met people that they put massive action in and it seems like they're taking a square peg and they're shoving it into a round hole, and they're pushing and shoving, and there's action and force and doing whatever it takes to go out and get to the next level. But you know what? Everything goes wrong. You know, they put forth the effort and they take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. You know, they can't figure out, and they're frustrated, and what's that? And they're just, and they can't make it work. But they're doing everything right, right? Tons of action, massive action. Then there's the next type of person, believes in action, right? Massive action and alignment, goes out and gets the results. So action and alignment goes out and gets supernatural results. Now, have you ever met someone where you're looking at them and go, how do they do all that they do? How can they get all this stuff done? You know, they have this, and they have a great family, and they're incredible health, and they have tons of money, and they're running multiple different businesses, and they're taking vacations. And how the heck do they do all that they do? It's called action and alignment. Now, there is a massive difference in the results that you achieve from just massive action and massive action with alignment. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So there's two different things that make a massive difference. And I call the action and alignment, I call it the triangle effect. And we get in deep in this in the Extreme Freedom Live event that's coming up here in October 16th through the 18th, actually 15th through the 18th. And it's an amazing event. We're almost sold out of the event. It's like crazy, because we teach real estate investing principles, wholesaling principles, on how to go out and build a massive empire, right? All the specifics and all the details that, guess what, you believe you know, that I thought I wanted to know, right? All the detailed, exactly what to do and how to do it, and the contracts, and the negotiation techniques, and the marketing campaigns, and what to say, and the scripts, and the presentations that are put together, and the comp calculators. All that stuff is in there, right? And it's compact into one weekend. Then the other side of the coin is you, right? And that is the action, or the action in alignment, that we call the triangle effect. Now, I can tell you that portion alone is life altering for people, right? When they understand action and alignment and they put those two together, everything changes, because they get, and I call it, it's called the game of life, right? If you understand the game of life and how to play it, guess what? You know the rules. You understand exactly what happens. Imagine playing football and not knowing the game or knowing the strategy or not knowing, what the little white lines mean and what the hash marks mean and what the end zones mean. You have no idea how to play the game, but they stick you on a field with all these guys with pads and stuff, and you're going, what the heck's going on? You're getting beaten up left and right. You don't know how to go out and achieve results. That's the game of life. You're just stuck in the life, right? And you're going, I got to fend for myself. And holy cow, I got to make money. And I got to pay my bills. And I got to pay my house. And I got to pay my mortgage, right? Then holy cow, I got to build a relationship with my family and my wife. And I've got to, be a good person. And I've got to do, and I'm just getting beaten up left and right because I'm sitting there on the field. I don't know what the heck's going on. Imagine knowing the game of life and how to play it. Well, here's the thing. Let's talk about the first element, right, is change. Change. What does it take to change, to go from where you are to where you want to be? Now, it doesn't matter if you're independently wealthy and you're successful and everything like that, because we all have aspirations. I do too, right? I want more. I have more aspirations, and dreams, but I look back of where I was and how far I've come, and I'm completely blessed and filled with gratitude and appreciation from not only what I've learned, but also how far I've come. And it's the amazing thing is that we can all have that. So you might be sitting in a situation right now, and you might have a job where you have a boss that you hate, and you might have a situation where you have, not enough money and you're struggling every single month to go out and just pay the bills. Maybe you have a situation where you're not getting along with your wife, and you're having a struggle in your family life. And it's just, it's just that have you ever been in a situation, you walk in the house and you don't want to be there. You pull in the garage and her car's there and you go, I just don't want her here, right? You feel better alone where you can just be, in solitude, right? That's not good. Or maybe a situation where your kids have kind of gone south, and you don't know how to pull them back in, and be able to do that. So there's the family life, there's the business and your business and your life and your boss and the situation and that whole whole thing and your finances and stuff. Then there's health, right? Maybe you're in a situation where you're overweight and it's just bothering you because you sit in your car and your gut's hanging out and it gives you like a stomach ache, right? Because, and you're driving to work every single day and you don't have the time to work out or the inclination to work out, and you wake up in the morning and you wake up and you're in this tither because and you're tired and exhausted and your back hurts, and you wake out of bed and you're like, oh my gosh, and then you struggle to get in the shower and get yourself together. You go to work, to a job you don't like, commute, and maybe you listen to the podcast or doing, and you want to achieve more, you want to do it, but you're just going, how do I get myself motivated to basically get there? And then you turn around and and you work all day, and then you rush hour traffic back, and you go home and you're exhausted, and again you have the strife with your wife, and she's crabbing at you to do this, that, and the other because she's not getting fulfilled or satisfied. The kids are off doing their thing in the other rooms with their iPhones, stuck in their phones. You have no idea what they're doing on social media. Or maybe they're already doing other things and off with their families and stuff, and you're going, holy cow. And then guess what? It's Monday. Next thing you know, it's Friday. Next thing you know, it's October. Next thing you know, it's December. And holy cow, it's 2016. The time's flying. The months are flying. The days are flying. Everything's going. And you're going, next thing you know, you're going to be 60. You're going to be 70 years old. And and going, what happened to my life, right? Now, when it comes to change and you look at that, there's a couple different things that happen, right? Number one is real, dramatic, sustained change doesn't happen if someone's complacent in their situation. What does that mean? So if you look at your situation and go, it's not that bad, or It's okay. I've dealt with this long. I can continue to deal with it. If that's your situation where you're looking around and maybe it's not that bad, maybe you're okay with your family and you get to work out and your boss is okay and your income's, you're not struggling and you got some retirement going, but maybe your life isn't that bad. I'm over exaggerating on that whole situation, right? But maybe you're not that bad. And that is even worse. Because if you're not that bad, guess what? Now you're complacent. Now you're going, I'm not that bad. And you're hanging out with your friends and your relatives and your coworkers, and you got it better together than most of them do, right? But everything else is mediocre. Everybody you hang around is mediocre. And you're doing probably better than them, and you're put together on the outside, right? Maybe you are and maybe you're not, but you put all that thing and you go, you know what? If you come from that state of mentality, then the scary thing is that you believe everything is just okay and I'm okay in my environment, and still you get mediocrity for your entire life. Where next thing you know, you just kind of went with the flow, not really going with the flow. You just kind of just dealt with life. You knew you could have had more. Imagine life at your full potential. If you were ticking on every engine, you're just cranking, right? What's life supposed to be like? Is life supposed to be just no fear and in your comfort zone and comfortable? No. You are put on this planet for a reason because you have a unique talent. And you can bury that talent in mediocrity, or you can let that and you can just explode. And guess what? You can become all that you were meant to be. You can become that success. You can become that inspiration for others. You can become that amazing father, the best shape in your life, an awesome husband, and a great impact to everybody you touch around you. And maybe you do that already. And if you do, man, holy cow, God bless. The bottom line is that for change to happen, real change to happen, there has to be a massive, dire disgruntledness with your current situation, right? You got to look at your current situation and be so dissatisfied, so disgruntled, so just, I don't want it anymore, that it drives you away from that to take the action. If you come from a content mindset, everything, I'm all right, everything's all right, then guess what? When you turn around and you put forth the action, you're not going to have that drive. So what I do, I put myself in situations where I go, holy cow, I need to get my act. I put myself around people. I put myself in situations and I seek out and look at more people that have done more, right? And I compare that to my situation and I go, holy cow, I could do better. I could become a better husband. I could become a better father. I could become healthier. I could become a better business person. And it's not about, just achievement, right? It's about living life at full potential, right? And being able to seize that time. Now, do I play hard? Yeah, I take an entire month off in July and hang out with my family at the beach house. I go on ridiculous vacations every year, and it's phenomenal that they get to hang out with my family. And when I'm there, I'm engaged, fully engaged. I'm not worrying about work and emails or this or that and the other. We just went on a Disney cruise for 10 days, and it was family. It was amazing with, several other families. Put the phone away, and we just chilled. We just hang out. It was a blast. Didn't have to worry about email because guess what? The business was rolling. But those are times where you can work extremely hard and do it with alignment, right? Action with alignment. Or you can turn around and be able to have a life where you have the freedom to go out and do the things. Because here's the thing, is that when we die, right? When we're on our deathbed, and we're sitting there, we're laying on our deathbed, and we're going, holy cow, man! And you got, life is over. it's done, right? It's either you're going to leave all your chips on the table, or you're going to have all the chips. You're going to be all in. See, I always relate it to like an orange. If I want to be like an orange, it's all the juice and all the potential and all the pulp and everything is squeezed out of that orange. And I want to have nothing left, right? And lay there with no regret. No regret that I didn't say I love you enough to my kids. I love you enough to my wife, and tried to be the best person I could be, to try to inspire and motivate people to become the best they can be and help them, give them a vehicle to go out and escape the rat race and live to their full potential. And I look at wholesaling. Wholesaling is just a vehicle to go out to take us from where we are to where we want to be, to get the financial game out of the way. So guess what? Then we can do what we're really here put on this planet for, your purpose, whatever that might be. And everybody has a different purpose. So for change to happen, we've got to look at ourselves and look at a situation and go, where, right? In this situation, you know what? Get so disgruntled about the situation that you're willing to take forth the action to make it happen. So I want to get you in the mindset when you come to Extreme Freedom in October 15th through the 18th, right? And you come to the event, and you're there, that you are in a situation where you are willing and committed and ready to make a massive change. And guess what? You will get the most impact out of the event. Okay? So that's number one. And we're going to give you the tools. We're going to give you the information. We're going to give you everything of the how-to specifics. We don't talk general at the Extreme Freedom. We talk specifics, the detailed specific things that you can take back on Monday, not only in your life, but in your business, to go out and get massive results, So what happens is, at the Extreme Freedom event, we give you those tools, right, along with your mindset that you really want to change, and you take that and apply it, and you will get massive change. But if you come with a complacent attitude, well, hey, I'm doing all right. I just want to learn about real estate and do a couple things, maybe do a couple deals and this, that, and the other. And you don't really want to make a massive change, then you won't be committed to the action. You won't be committed to take that action, which is great. Now, there's a gentleman there by the name of Tyler Whites, and I'm going to have him actually on the panel and maybe speak a little bit so you guys can hear from him. But he wanted change so much in his life. And he was a bug man. He's the guy that went around the houses and sprayed all for the bug spray and stuff like that. And he made $50,000 a year. He made $50,000 a year. And he wanted change so much. He wanted out of that environment. He found my podcast. He found Flip2Freedom. And he wanted change so much that he put forth the effort. Now, here's the deal. It took him 6 months. 6 months of trying it, going on appointments, meeting with sellers, getting deals under contract. They're falling through. Did that several times. And he could have quit, but he wanted change so bad. And he was committed so much, he was going to do it no matter what. And that was his attitude. In 6 months, he went out and got his first check. And now he's making millions of dollars. He bought a brand new house. He has a brand new baby. He's living with his wife. He has all the free time. He doesn't have a job anymore. He gets to work for himself. And he's doing ventures and deals that are just amazing. And he's going to be there at Extreme Freedom event. And I want you to hear from him, because you know what? That burning desire. If you read Think and Grow Rich, through the entire premise of the entire book is burning desire. They don't go desire. They don't go... if you're, just put effort. Burning desire. So is that burning desire? It's being in a situation where you're so committed to change. You're so committed, right, to do whatever it takes to make it happen, that success is inevitable. Success is inevitable. And if you have that attitude, you will get the achievement and the results that you want. Period. Because the universe will submit to you. It will. So now, let's talk about the other side of the coin. right? We got the how-to and all the specifics, but then let's talk about you. We're talking about massive action, and we're talking about alignment. Now, massive action says we got to take the information and we go out and apply it. So most events that you go there will give you information, or there's going to be a bunch of people selling from the stage, all these different products, which we don't do. And what they're going to do is at these events, they're going to give you some stuff, but they don't give you the real gold nugget. And you go back and you take this massive action and you do it without alignment, and there just becomes struggle. The same thing happened with Tyler White. So he had the massive action, but missed the alignment side of it during those 6 months. Once he figured it out, holy cow, everything lined up and bam. And I put it like this. If you have two people, right, two investors, and they're in an exact same market, and they use the exact same letter, and they mail the exact same list, and they take calls, one investor gets all the deals and the other investor is left with nothing. And it's not the letter, it's not the list, it's not the market, it's the person. It's the person. Now, I recently just interviewed Jalen White for an interview on the podcast, and he's an 18-year-old kid, and people are like, how this kid do it? He's in Phoenix, Arizona. His guy's made over $50-something thousand flipping houses, one of the hottest markets in the entire country. Why? If you talk to this kid, listen to the interview, his attitude, he wanted change so much, he was going to do whatever it took to make it happen. Whatever it took. And he, for some reason, he understood. He focused on gratitude. He focused on everything he wanted. He didn't focus on excuses of why it couldn't happen. He aligned himself, right? Because his kids read a ton of books, and he read the right books. And he applied that in his life, and guess what? The leads came in. And guess what? We have our meetup group here. I'm sitting in my office right here. We have 60 or 70 people here, and people are sending out letters and doing this, and they're missing the boat. And this kid comes in and turns around and boom, and throws out some letters and to the same list of everybody else, throws out the same letter to the same list, makes over $50,000 doing deals at 18, right? So the bottom line is you can't tell me it doesn't work. So here's the thing. When you have massive action and you tie it with alignment, alignment is this. Right? And the best way to explain it is with universal principles. And here's the thing, and I look at alignment like this, as a massive river that's flowing downstream. So picture this, just gigantic river, it's white water, it's rolling, it's crazy, right? It's going nuts. And the water's just flowing, it's splashing up on the rocks all over the place, right? And it's just flowing downstream. And you take your boat, a big yellow, boat, and you've got your oars that are sitting on the side right there, and you got your helmet on, you've got your little, life jacket on right there, and you got gloves on because, man, you're ready to fight, and you're ready to go. Now, what we are told is that everything we want is upstream. Everything we want. The money, the cars, the lifestyle, the freedom, the success, the notoriety, everything we want, that's what we're told, is upstream. So we take our raft, right? We jump in the water and we're going against the grain. And is it difficult? Yes, because we're going against the current of life. And we're taking the oars and we're paddling and we're struggling and we're pushing and we're doing whatever we can do. And we're pushing and we got the best oars that money could buy. We got the best boat that money could buy. It's the lightest, most, agile boat that we can get. And we got the best helmet and the best things and we're prepared. And guess what? We even hire someone to come in the boat with us so they can help push too. And we're pushing and we're pushing and we're pushing because everything we want is upstream. Everything we want. Now, what if I told you that everything you want is not upstream? What if I told you that everything you want is downstream? What if I told you everything you wanted and it's there? And see, all we have to do is understand alignment. Here's what alignment looks like. Alignment looks like lifting the oars and your boat turns slowly downstream. And now the current of life brings you, aligns the right people, the right leads, the right situations, the right deals. And everything just lines up for you in a way that is at the right time, at the right place, that makes sense perfectly. And that's how someone can achieve amazing success and results with minimal effort, because they have massive action and they have alignment to go along with it. So at the Extreme Freedom event, we tell you how to get that alignment. And it's called the triangle effect. It's spiritual, mental, right? Mental laws, spiritual laws of success, and mental, and specific things and tactics you can do that can align yourself. Morning rituals, understanding morning rituals and how that applies in your life. Aligning yourself, right? Mentally. What are your chronic thoughts? Did you know that your thoughts, right, create inside you pictures? And those pictures create emotions. And those emotions create vibration. And those vibration attract like vibration. So success isn't something you just get in the water and it just goes. It's something that's created. And it's created within you. And if you know that, then what happens is you can align yourself, right, with the spiritual laws in the universe, and align yourself by attracting the right people, places, events, leads, deals into your life. If you look at every successful person, they have specific clarity on exactly, and they know exactly what they want. They can see it, taste it, feel it, and they are experiencing it, and it floods into their life. But guess what? You ask most people and they say, what do you want in life? What do you want? And they go, oh, I don't know, I want to be rich. Being rich isn't specific, right? So guess what? Your mind cannot tell the difference between an actual event and a vividly imagined event. Now, if you know that, what we can do is we can basically invoke those laws and apply them in our life. And that is outside of the letters we mail and the list and the what you say and negotiation and the scripts and that's over there. On this side of the fence over here is what we do. Do you realize that you cannot constantly think negative thoughts? Well, this won't work for me. What if it doesn't work? What if I send mailers out and it doesn't, and I don't get any calls? Oh, everything, doesn't turn out my way. Everything, so I've tried these things before and they don't work. Oh, everybody thinks this is a scam, right? This doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for anybody. Getting rich is impossible. It can't happen. Rich people are, those people are mean and everything like that. And I don't want to be rich because I don't want to be mean. Right? Those are misconceptions. Those are things you're telling yourself, right? How can you expect to go out? You may apply all the principles, but then have negative thoughts, negative beliefs, negative chronic thoughts, negative visions that are been repeated over and over and over and over in your entire life. And it just becomes habitual and we don't even know it. But now you take negative thoughts, negative feelings, negative emotions, and you put it with action, and guess what? It's a round peg just trying to shove it into a square hole. It will not work. And if you understand how alignment, now imagine if you have positive expectations, you have massive appreciation, you flood yourself with gratitude, and you vividly imagine exactly what you want in your life, and you have a morning ritual, and you have the tools to align yourself, and now you do that and you apply massive action, what happens? Supernatural results. Deals come in like you never thought possible. People go, Sean, how can you teach everything you know? You know how many people come to me and they say, you teach everybody everything. In your own market, in your podcast, in Extreme Freedom, you teach everything you know. What are you, crazy? There's so much, you're creating your own competition in your own market. People believe that, right? And guess what? I do more deals, do more business, have more success today than I've ever had in my entire life. And a balance between everything: health, family, life, vacation, business, freedom, the whole package, the entire package. So the bottom line is this: guess what? There's more than enough. There's an abundant mentality and there's a scarcity mentality. Abundant mentality believes that there's more than enough. A scarcity mentality means there's not enough. You might have a scarcity mentality going, hold on, I'm going to hoard my information. I'm going to learn this stuff and I'm going to hoard my information. I'm not going to tell anybody. If that's your mentality, you're going to have a very difficult time in this life. I can tell you that right now. And guess what? If you have a more than enough attitude, then this is just going to enhance and it's going to show you how to basically blow it up. Okay? And if you have an attitude where it's not enough, then we're going to change that for you. And you might have been struggling your whole entire life with finances and money and success, and you've been struggling and trying to do it. This is your answer. This is what you've been looking for. I promise you that. The bottom line is this, is that once you understand massive correct action with alignment, boom, everything will change in your life. And if you are committed to that change, success, your dreams, your inspirations, your wanting is inevitable. I promise you that. So here's the deal. Register now below for Extreme Freedom. I'm going to tell you that you do not want to miss this event. This event will change your life forever. And if you don't go, I can tell you it'll be one of the biggest mistakes. Because after the event, there's going to be people that are going, oh my gosh, it changed. You'll see it all over Facebook and Twitter and all over the place. It'll be blowing up. And you're going to have regret. I wish I would have took action. Now is your time to take action. Seats are almost gone. VIP is sold out. Money Day is sold out. General admission is almost sold out. It'll be sold out soon, very soon. So get your tickets, and we have a 2-for-1 promotion that ends tomorrow night. A 2-for-1 promotion that ends tomorrow night. So that means you register one ticket, you get the second one free. You just have to give us the name and the email of the person so we can register them, and that ends tomorrow night. And make sure you get your tickets, get locked in, and you'll be good to go. Now, I've talked about a VIP promotional ticket and a VIP. If you register by tomorrow night, right? You register by tomorrow night and you have everything locked in, right? We're going to take all those people and we're going to pick. Now, Chelsea's been telling me she's getting completely blown up for people going, I want help, I want to register, let's go, I want to have the tickets. We'll pick someone and make sure you are on our email list. And right, you make sure you on our email list. If you're not, go to flip2freedom.com. Click that little link right there on the front and download that book. That will get you on our email list, and then I'll send a notice out of who the VIP, or I'll have Chelsea actually call you. Make sure you're registered, you get your hotel room, you're all booked, ready to go, and whoever is, then we're going to take the group of those people, we're going to pull them out of a hat, and I'll do it on Periscope. Actually, I'll Periscope it for you guys, and I'll pick that person live on Periscope, and I'll send an email out to the winners, and we'll call the winners and let them know you guys won. So get registered right now. Don't procrastinate. Procrastination is a sign of no success. So start now, make a commitment, and do the right thing. Get signed up right now for Extreme Freedom in October. Seats are selling out quick, and I will see you shortly in a handful of weeks. And be prepared, be committed, be ready for a life-changing event. Take care, and God bless.